It's so early to be annoyed. And yeah. Last time me and Slander Jen got into it, all she could say is, "Why don't you take your filter off?" So are you winning? Anyways, that's not what this is about. Sorry, I hate sounding cliche, but if you are not WTF, can you please just scroll, or you can stay. I don't care. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? You have had a lot going on lately, haven't you? You'll be happy to know I'm not here about any of that. Well, at least not the feud. This may get boring for those of you who see that as entertainment. Sorry. So I'm a little behind because, like I said, I haven't been following all of that. I just came across a phone call that you had on live. So you're a massage therapist? Me too, or was, for many, many years. I think our states require the same amount of hours, CEUs, the same amount of licensing requirements. You know, inflation is bad, but I had no idea. $200 for a half hour? Girl, I worked at the medical university with some of the best orthopedic surgeons in the nation, and I didn't pull anything close to that. You're about to hear my resume because I just want you to know how fucking good you were doing. 2 years, seasons with the Stingrays in the ECHL. I worked with the Gamecocks during conditioning for 4 seasons. And the UNC Tar Heels basketball team for 1. And I never made anything close to that. I was 50-50 with a chiropractor in a practice for 4 years. And the most we were ever able to bill out was $180 for an hour, which was really, really good. When I first got into that field, it was hard. The stereotype was brutal. And it still is. Which is so fucked up because it's not because of anything we do. I don't do it anymore. I was really good at what I did. I did neuromuscular, sports massage, rehabilitative therapy. I've always known those to be the ones that charge the most. What is it that you do? I worked really hard to get my license. I was 22 with 2 kids. Worked, went to school, traveled. But in the end, I didn't want to work for anybody else. I wanted to work for myself, and I deserved to. But it got to the point that when I opened my books and took new clients, I would have to pay someone just to sit at the suite with me. I guess you would call them security. Almost felt like a pimp. Now, why in the world would I have to fucking pay for someone to do that? Because, Kelly, someone who does what you do falsely advertises, calling it a massage. And that motherfucker, you asked to be there and were prepared for what was coming. I didn't. But some of them had been misinformed and would expect it. Now, I was extremely clear, like you are in your advertisement. Mine was an advertisement, but it was really clear. It didn't matter how clear I was, how many licenses were displayed, continuing education, pictures. Some motherfucker thought he could disregard all of that. Disregard everything I work for and try to put his fucking hands on me. I made it through a bundle a day, speedball addiction, and never had to lay on my back. Does that make me better than you? No. Just more resourceful. So to be clear, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't fucking care what you do. I really fucking don't. Like, I really fucking don't. It doesn't bother me. I don't fucking care. I get doing what's necessary for whatever the end need is. My issue is advertising for something that is a legitimate profession and putting women who don't want it, that is their profession, in a fucked up situation. And that guy on the phone said it had been a few years. So I promise you, some naive 20-year-old baby therapist in a fucked up situation. And I don't know if you can see the predatoriness in this or are desensitized to it. I can't even give you an analogy to try to let you understand what it's like. And I'm not saying nothing offhanded has ever happened to you, but what I'm saying is you're prepared for what's coming. And because people in your field falsely advertised, now people in this field have to learn how to be prepared for what's coming, and it's bullshit. So I saw you started a GoFundMe because of whatever with you and Boss Lady. What she did was wrong. But you also poked at someone who was being heavily bullied, knowing you get a hate campaign behind you. You both behaved terribly, and it could have ended a long time ago. And although I'm sorry you two let it go that far, you're not a victim. Please stop advertising for massages. It is illegal to perform or advertise for massage if you are not a licensed therapist. You may want to take a look at this or read it in its entirety. And unless your paperwork's jacked up or the state of Georgia got it wrong, you're not. The only Kelly and Georgia couple with your last name has a different middle initial and was previously licensed in another profession. Like I said, I really don't give a fuck what you do or how you do you. I'm tired of the situations and circumstances that therapists are being put in because of what you do. It wasn't a huge problem until you came on here claiming to be a victim and starting a GoFundMe when you yourself are a contributing factor in creating them. And one more thing, you can be mad about what I had to say or even upset, and I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings, but one thing that I will not do is go back and forth with you, because there is nothing to go back and forth about. Because unfortunately for you in this situation, I have done nothing wrong, and you have done a lot wrong.